Hello, hello, and welcome to the Spud Space Agency. So, last time we went to Gilly for the first time, which was a cool little trip over there. Today, I am wanting to take us over to Duna. So last time I talked about how I didn't care that we weren't getting a contract to head over to Duna, and I was just going to do it anyway. Well, I loaded up the game today, and we got a contract to head to Duna. It's only a pass by Duna, but I don't want to just pass by Duna. I want to land on Duna. So I'm going to try my first Apollo-style craft, which has got a separate lander and orbiter. We're going to try and do a proper Duna landing and return mission. Not sending anything over first. We're going in blind. So no idea how this is going to turn out. Oh, that's kind of cool. This thing has got like enough stuff to put a engine on it. I've never really used this one before. So, as this lander is going to Duna, I need to make sure that I've got plenty of fuel. So this should have more than enough thrust to take off from Duna. In theory, then, this should be way enough fuel for this lander. I think I'm going to need about 2,000. So as long as I've got about 2,000, I should be able to rendezvous. Going to make sure that I've got a little bit extra because I don't trust myself to do things flawlessly. There we go. That way we've definitely got enough fuel. Let's put on some ladders and then some landing legs. Put them on the edge, just to give us a bit of a wider base. And let's just check and see how this thing is on the launch pad. Cool, the ladder works alright, which is nice. Oh, we need to definitely make sure that we put a docking port on, otherwise this whole thing is pointless. Ah, this thing doesn't have any reaction wheels, does it? Yeah, oh. Oops. Well, that was only a simulation. So it has got RCS, but I would like a reaction wheel, I think. So let's try and put one on. We only need a little one. In fact, we can put that there. Ooh, that could cause problems, actually. That's a little bit further in than I thought it was. Oh well, we'll do another test before we launch this anyway. Let's throw on some science. I did go through and unlock most of the rest of the tech tree. So I'm not taking a Science Junior with me because I just don't really need to be honest. So we're just going to throw on a few things. Cool. Parachutes, since we are going to Duna and it does have a small atmosphere, I can use parachutes to slow down, so might as well do that. I have no idea if that's enough parachutes, but I guess we will find out closer to the time, which is kind of a terrifying way to go about it, to be honest. Okay, and let's just do another quick test of this, because I don't want to get all the way over to Duna and realise that nothing on this works. That would be very sad. So let's just quickly slap on an engine and fire this up, just to test how it goes. Duna's atmosphere is very thin, so it might be worth adding more parachutes than feels reasonable, just to be safe. Ooh. But it landed okay. Cool, so I can get rid of that stage as it was just a test. Oh, I don't even need a solar panel. I can just whack on a one of these. I forgot to unlock these. Excellent. I don't even need to worry about sunlight. I'll put some solar panels on the actual orbiter, but just having to not worry about it and constantly generate some form of electric charge will just be useful on here. And let's throw on an E.V.E experiments kit because they're kind of cool. And throw on more parachutes. I think that's most things that we need for the lander done. We've got power, we've got parachutes, we've got science, landing, takeoff, docking. Okay. Well, now let's build the rest of the craft up, I guess. Now, can this docking port still act as a decoupler? No. I mean, do I really need that? I guess it's not doesn't need to be overly aerodynamic for Duna, does it? So I can probably just put on a normal docking port. Cool, and then we need a transfer stage. So I'm going to build that up on the bottom first, so I can know how much delta V it needs. Oh, we've got all the massive tanks now, that's cool. To be fair, actually, I shouldn't need that much to get over to Duna, but what I might just do is I might give myself a couple of nuclear engines at least, so I have that sort of efficiency with it. So if you've not seen my videos before, I have never really been to Duna before. I think I've had a few failed attempts at sending people over, but emphasis there on being failed attempts at sending people to Duna. So let's grab one of these. Drain the oxidizer. Or if I just do 3 nuclear engines. I mean, that's way more than enough fuel. Oh, that should, in theory, though, still be enough fuel, I'm hoping. Guess I can throw on one more liquid fuel there. I can't tell if that's okay or if that's going to clip slightly, because I don't want to run the risk of things getting torn off. That way round might be slightly safer. And then I can put on a Clampatron there. And some parachutes. Tell you what as well, we can also put on a reaction wheel at the top here, just so that this thing can move a little bit better. That might be okay now. It looks strange, but I quite like it. And we definitely want some solar panels, just to be safe. It's a little bit silly, but I quite like it. Cool. And then I can try these massive parts, which should be, well, maybe not absolutely massive parts, but that one. Wow, this thing is insane. We really don't need it, but I kind of just like the idea of putting on the side boosters as well. Look, do you remember when this was the biggest rocket part that you had unlocked? Nice. Oh, I want to use that. What size does that match? Whoa, look at that. Do these have, like, inbuilt separatrons or something? Okay, so here is the current state of our rocket. I've kind of gone a little bit crazy, but I also kind of love that. We've got this massive mammoth section with 2 vector engines on the side, and then in the fairing we've got our nuclear stage to hopefully take us over to Duna and back, and then the lander stage there. My staging is an absolute state at the moment, so I need to sort all that out, so bear with me. So we should have enough fuel looking at everything. I've not quite got as much ridiculous overkill as I normally do, but I feel fairly confident with... I mean, that's always gonna be a potential issue, isn't it, if I'm saying that I'm fairly confident with things, but I think we're all right. Let's make sure we've got Jeb, Bill, and Bob. Have I got remotely enough? I don't know, but we're gonna go for it? Question mark. Let's save and see how this thing is on the launch pad. Do I bother adding fins? I think these have got enough vectoring to hopefully counteract that, but at the same time, I feel like I always say that and then end up needing them on. But, like, look how tiny these are in comparison to this massive rocket at this point. I mean, what's the worst that can happen by throwing a couple on, I guess? I don't think it's going to do anything, though. Well, here we are on the launch pad. I don't think there's much more to say other than let's see how this thing handles. I imagine this isn't going to go very well first time. It never does. I'll have forgotten something. Something's going to break or fall off. But let's just see how this goes. Oh. Oh, they do. That's cool. Well, we're already way up into the atmosphere now, so that's nice. Let's see how much it takes to get an orbit. Ah, guess who forgot about a transfer window? Guess these guys are gonna have to float about in orbit for a while. There we go, that'll do. Well, that's our orbit sorted. Guess we can deploy this fairing now, might as well. Have a little look at our craft. Right, well, sorry guys, you're probably going to have to sit in low Kerbin orbit for about a year whilst I sort out a transfer window. So Duna needs to be 45 degrees up. So Duna needs to be about there relative to Kerbin, I think. I think that's about 45 degrees. Let's try and plan out our maneuver. Well, there is a Duna encounter. Now I have a dilemma. So I still have a lot of Delta V left in this lower stage, but I need to reconfigure the ship in order to use the nuclear stage. You know what? I've got enough fuel. I think I'm just gonna lose this bottom stage. So let's decouple this. Remember to send someone into the other craft, otherwise that'll be an issue. I should probably have put a communications and maybe drone on some of these things, but I wasn't really thinking about that. Open that shield, undock from there. Ooh, didn't like that. That was probably a bit of an error on my behalf, but tell that to point at the target. Do the same on the other thing, so it's control from here. Set that as target. Error. Didn't think about that. Well, not the end of the world. Yeah. It's not good, though. It's not good, though. Ooh. Hey, there we go. I was far more convoluted than it should have been. Control from there. Let's transfer Jeb back into the main one. Cool. And let's warp on around to our maneuver node. Probably should have actually done this in 2 stages, which would have meant I could have used up the fuel in that bottom tank, but oh well. If this goes horribly wrong, I know what to do differently next time, I guess. So if this is your first time sort of seeing this career mode playthrough, so a big reason why I'm playing this is because I've owned this game for years and have only ever really landed on the Mun prior to this playthrough. You know, so far we've gone to the Mun, we've gone to Minmus, and we've now been to E.V.E. We've landed rovers on E.V.E., which is awesome. Cool, there's a Duna encounter. Oh no, and I ruined it. There we go. But yeah, I feel like having a Duna encounter is kind of the first proper big step. So like, I've not landed Kerbols on another planet yet. This will be the first time properly landing Kerbols on a new planet, which should be really cool. But then after this, I will have also unlocked the whole tech tree, which means that I kind of have free roam. I don't need to do contracts from that point onwards, realistically. So as much as I still have my goal of trying to land on all the planets, I would also appreciate any suggestions of things that you guys might want to see me attempt to do. Like I said, I might keep an eye out for any interesting contracts. Like, as much as I've done contracts to complete surface bases and space stations, I've never properly deployed surface base or anything yet. So that would be kind of cool to try out. So it looks like Duna's atmosphere starts at 50. So I might dip us in a little bit and hope that we can aero brake a slight bit. But yeah, I'd be super interested if there's any missions that you guys would like to see me do, or which planet you'd like to see me go to next, because I kind of planned to follow the Kerbin first contracts, but they've kind of been a bit hit or miss. So I am unsure where to go from here. I guess the solar system is my oyster, really. Let's go with that. It could be a bit risky, but if I can save some fuel by aerobraking, might as well. Oh, there's Duna, though. There we go, though. Okay, so our orbit is barely changing. I'm guessing to aerobrake properly, I would have needed to have gone a lot further in, but oh well. There we go. We are in orbit. We can take this opportunity to just so we're a little bit more equatorial. That'll be nice. There we go, that looks all right. And I'm gonna just bring down my periapsis just a little bit to try and aerobrake a little bit more. Let's try that. Drop down a save though, just in case. Took us a bit too far in, but oh well. That said, there's not even any atmospheric heating going on. Double check we're not getting too close to Ike. Nah, we're fine. I'm just going to burn some fuel up as well, because I feel like we need it. Cool. And we can just adjust that accordingly, I think, from this point, to be honest. I could definitely do one more pass to bring our apoapsis down without using fuel, but to be honest, we're not saving enough for it to be worth the time anymore. Raise our periapsis to about 60, and let's just bring our apoapsis down to about 60. And there is our orbit. It's not the straightest of orbits, but it'll be fine. Now we have to try and tackle landing on the planet, so that's going to be fun. I mean, it will be fun, to be fair, but also terrifying. No idea where I really want to be. Right, let's transfer. So we're going to take Jeb so he can actually fly the craft back, and we're going to take Bob so he can do all the science down there. Okay, right, where do we want to land? I think we want to come down about here, so actually let's warp around to here. And here we go. I guess now is the time we find out if our parachutes are good enough. I just thought I probably should have put a heat shield on. I didn't even think about that. That could be an issue. Might as well get our parachutes activated. Yeah, damn, I didn't even think about that. I think because the atmosphere is so thin on Duna, I was not worried about it, but I think I should have at least given it some consideration. We are starting to slow down at least now. Oh, and our parachutes are safe to deploy, so that's good at least. Oh, there goes our drogues. Okay, not too bad. I think that went fairly decently, actually. Ooh, that was maybe a little bit harder than would have been preferable, but here we go. We're landed. We're on Duna. We made it, which is nice. Let's extend that ladder out. There we go. Our first Kerbol's properly on another planet. How's it feel, Jeb? Awesome. Let's get Bob out as well. I reckon let's give Jeb the honours of planting a flag. Oh, there we go. How does it feel as well? Oh, well, the gravity is still a lot lower, but it's nice not having one where you take one step and you launch like 100 meters across the ground like Gilly. And let's give Bob the EVA kit. I still love it. It's so good. Definitely next time I come to Duna, I'm going to be bringing some form of buggy rover with them so these guys can have a drive around. But for a first Duna landing, not bad, I don't think. Let's now just hope that I've got enough fuel to bring us back. Perfect. Sweet. So we got all the science we needed. Let's get Jeb back on board. Right. I guess that means it's time to head back. So let's wait until the orbiter is around here. And the critical moment of, can we take off? Well, taking off isn't a problem. I'm treating it like a moon and what? just pointing in the direction we needed to go straight away, which probably isn't the best way, but I am definitely not going to lie that I'm nervous about how quickly our fuel is going down. Well, the fact that we are definitely at least leaving Duna's atmosphere should mean that we should be all right for fuel in terms of circularizing. Should have had it a little bit further out, but well, guess let's make sure that we can circularize. Yeah, easily. Cool. Oh, I need to be burning. Hey, little pod engine. Let's try and get an encounter. Should be easy enough to do. Uses a bit more fuel than I'd like, but at the same time, it should be nice and easy to then get an encounter afterwards. So, and then we can just use a little bit of fuel to bring this closer. There it is. Ah, nuts. I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Oh, is it just gonna... Hey, lovely. So we're redocked. We've got a nice amount of fuel left. I guess I can also... Well, first of all, let's transfer Jeb back into there. And we can send Bob out. Gathers all of the science. And there we go. Undock that lander. Just leave that to do its own thing. Oh, wait, no. Didn't want to do that. I wanted to transfer the fuel. Oh, well. There was not much in it. Let's see. How is our transfer window looking? Not great. I am just going to see if I've got enough fuel to brute force one, because if I do, then fantastic. But I'm probably going to have to wait a bit longer, unfortunately. Well, I mean, there we go. It's not efficient at all, but we've got enough fuel for it, so honestly, I'm inclined to just go for it. Get these guys back home without having to wait quite so long for a transfer. Oh dear. Like, it's such a long burn that I think we'll be okay. Cool. Right, we only have 158 Delta V left. However, it doesn't usually take too long when fairly far out, so let's see how much it'll cost to get us within the atmosphere. If needs be, I think not overrunning our maneuver marker should help, but I think we're gonna be fine anyway. They've still got to wait a long time to get back, but at least it's quicker than waiting for a transfer window and then doing it. Maybe I'm just being inefficient with it, but well. And let's watch as we head away from Duna. Oh, I think I've got better time warp set to 5 times, which is probably why I overshot that one before. There we go. Let's hope this doesn't just randomly change. Keep thinking that by being like here, we're close to the planet, but we're still really not close. And there is home. There we go, in the atmosphere. Get to watch all of this blow up. With no sound, irritatingly. We may have come in a little bit quickly. Thankfully, we've got loads of ablator, so we should be fine. I forget, though, this is the furthest away I've been, so this is the quickest I've ever tried to re-enter, so probably should have gone a little bit shallower, but shame the sun is setting and we're going to end up landing in the dark, but oh well. Wait, what? Oh no. I just full on assumed that this was like entering that quickly was just going to easily slow us down enough. Oh dear. Well then, that is an issue. Oh well, we're gonna have to reload that. Oh, I tell you what, I'm so annoyed because I genuinely thought that was going to be the best mission we've ever done on Spud Space Agency, where didn't actually have to reload, nothing went catastrophically wrong. Ah well, last hurdle we fell short at. Well, we'll try it one more time like this, but if we can't, we can always just wait for a transfer window. We have more than enough fuel to get back. Okay, let's try that again. Let's aim for about there this time, but we'll also burn up some of our fuel when we come back down as well, just to help out whatever we can. Cool, that'll do. We'll see how that does us this time, I guess. Well, here we are approaching Kerbin once again. Well, we're definitely going in a lot steeper than last time. Well, almost a completely smooth run to Duna and back. It would have been weird if I'd have done a mission without something going wrong. That said, even with that little hiccup at the end, I would say that this is probably one of the most successful Spud Space Agency launches we've had, which is pretty impressive since it was the first mission ever to land Kerbals on a new planet. So let's recover these guys. Decent amount of science. Well, there we go. Duna mission completed. Game's desperate for us to go back to even do things that we've done several times already, so let's not do that. Nothing to do right now in terms of interesting contracts, I don't think. Before we finish, let's just head into the R&D center, and we can get large probes, advanced motors, and experimental aerodynamics. And that is all of the science unlocked. So that means that we can just do what we want to do now, really. So, as I said earlier on, any suggestions of what you'd like to see me attempt to do next? Any specific planets you want me to head to? Any challenges? Let me know, and I might give it a go. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. It has been a journey to get to Duna, but still plenty more to do from now on. Thanks, guys. Bye.